Alrighty then. Alright, so there's a bit of a controversy going on. And I hate these types of controversies. Every time I hear something like this, it just boils my blood. Of all the hypocrisy, the stupid bullshit on the subject on hand, which is, well, first of all, what is the subject of the Duck Dynasty controversy? And let me just say, I don't like Duck Dynasty. It's not really my thing, and I'm very picky with my shows. I'm really picky with what kind of reality shows I would watch. And believe me, Duck Dynasty is not my top 10. I don't think it's something I would want to watch. But hey, a lot of people like to watch that show. It's your own taste. And so we have a problem here, and that is that Duck Dynasty's Phil Robertson, who is the patriarch of the group from the reality show, has stated that gays are sinful. Is that what he says? Let me see. Let me get the quote. And believe me, look, I'm not really... look, I don't care what this guy says. I really don't. Why should I care what a bunch of redneck, hillbilly, mud hermits in the middle of Louisiana think about me? Seriously, I really don't give a shit about these people. But a lot of gay people do. And really, I'm not really surprised about this. We all know that the Duck Dynasty family, the clan, we all knew that these inbred motherfuckers were conservatives, teabaggers, and all of that. They're up there with Tony Perkins, the Family Research Council, and all this other shit. You should know already what these guys are about. But since they didn't voice those opinions, since they kept up with their persona of being a member of the Duck Dynasty, there was no problem. Now, there's a problem because Phil Robertson said this shit. And here's the thing. Why do I want to hear this? Isn't your deal being on a reality show is just to do your reality show? I know people say freedom of speech and all that, but still, you're under contract. And sometimes these contracts say, don't do shit that embarrasses the network. Don't do shit like getting drunk and driving and doing drugs or molesting anybody or saying bigoted things. And I thought that conservatives, now we have all these conservatives and teabaggers coming out of the woodworks defending this douchebag, this mud hermit from Louisiana. So they're trying to defend this guy, going against their own principles. Their own teabagger, conservative, reactionary, GOP Republican principles are thrown out the window right now because they hate it when a redneck teabagger gets punished for whatever he does. Especially when a lot of teabaggers and conservatives agree with that shit. And it's funny that you have these gay Republicans talking about, ooh, the conservative movement is pro-gay, don't worry about it. No, it's not. Because if they were pro-gay, they would be, you know what, fuck this shit. We don't want to watch Duck Dynasty after this bullshit from Phil. We don't want this shit anymore. But no, they like it. They love it. They want more of this shit. That's why they're up there defending this guy. You have Sarah Palin. Oh, yeah. Sarah Palin, of all people. Now, when Sarah Palin comes to your defense, you're fucked. Okay? Get the fuck out of the way. Get the fuck out of the way. But here is what we have, is that these teabaggers are definitely going against their own principles. Because aren't these the same people that say, wait a minute, a business or a corporation like A&E, aren't they supposed to have their own rights too, like the rights to speech, right? Aren't corporations people? And since A&E is a people or person, isn't A&E entitled to their own speech and say, you know what, this guy who works for me, A&E, he is contradicting our speech, so get out of the way. That's what they can do, obviously. But let me just give you a little sense of history here. These teabaggers don't know their history. And not only are they violating their own principles of free market, right? Corporations can do whatever the fuck they want. The right to terminate a contract or, to adhere to a contract, actually, because the contract that Phil Robertson signed with A&E states right in the contract, you don't do shit that we don't like. If you do shit out there in public, do an interview and you say racist, homophobic things, we're going to cut you loose. And that's what they have the right to do. It's in the contract. Read it. Oh, but you teabaggers don't like that, right? Right to make a contract. You gay people should shut up about gay marriage and just get contracts. Like we do. Like you do. Have you ever seen a teabagger refuse to get married and just do a contract with their wife? No, they get married. So they violate their own principles, right? Look, a lot of people have been fired for saying things that are contradictory to their boss. For instance, you have a lot of gay people who support gay marriage, and they come out and they support gay marriage, and they get fired all the time. From the Catholic Church, if they work for a Catholic school, a Christian school, or a Christian company, they get fired all the time. And what do we say? What do we gay people say? We say, oh, well, that's tough luck. Why the most basic reaction from the gay community is, well, you work for the Catholic Church, what do you expect? Of course. Now, here's the same reasoning. I think it's very appropriate regarding Phil's suspension. And that is, wait a minute, he worked for fucking A&E. It's a liberal, I wouldn't say it's a liberal, but it's a very pro-gay organization, by the way. This guy, Phil Roberts, he's not that smart. He's a swamp person. He's a swamp hermit from Louisiana. What did you expect? He's an inbred. He doesn't know shit. He doesn't know that A&E is pro-gay. He should have been like, you know what? I shouldn't be saying this. I believe it, fine, but, I'm going to keep quiet because I don't want to cause a ruckus. I don't want to lose my job because I know A&E is a very pro-gay employer. So I don't want to cause any commotion. It's everything with gay people who work for the Catholic Church or a Catholic school. They will have to keep quiet. They will have to shut up. Isn't that what the conservatives always tell us? Shut the fuck up, gays. We don't, oh, but if it's Phil Robertson, oh, well, that's different. You say Phil is, he's one of us. He's one of us, the mud people. But let me give you a little bit of history here. And conservatives love to talk about private organizations, private property, private groups, and the right to association. And we all know about the controversy regarding the Boy Scouts of America. But some of us may have forgotten that there was a lawsuit regarding the Boy Scouts banning gay people from joining their organization. And basically, the Supreme Court ruled on that case, which is called Dell versus the Boy Scouts of America. Now, whenever a conservative talks about, oh, how dare they censor, when a private organization, and we're not talking about the government, we're talking about a private corporation, which is a person now, according to the Supreme Court. A&E is now a person. So as a person, doesn't the person have a right to fire and free speech and at-will employment. Dale versus Boy Scouts of America. It's a 2000 case in which the Supreme Court states that private organizations, private employers have a right to terminate anybody that goes against their beliefs. All right? As long as it's not based on, race or certain discriminatory factors, sexual orientation, etc. They didn't go after Phil Robertson. They didn't go after this guy because he's a Christian, and he's a white guy, whatever. They knew that he was a Christian. They knew that he was a Christian reactionary teabagger. They still hired him. Look, you teabaggers, why are you crying? Why are you crying? I mean, you have a private organization that's pro-gay hiring a reactionary teabagger, Christian conservative. You should be amazed about. We should all be amazed about that. And you know how they say that, all of these liberal media outlets, they're so biased. And look, you guys have your own fucking reality show. I mean, now you're still whining and complaining. But according to this Supreme Court ruling and many others, private organizations and companies and employers have a right to fire you if you say something contrary to their beliefs. So when the plaintiff in the case, Dale, wanted to join the Boy Scouts and say that he's gay, that was contrary to their beliefs in the Boy Scouts, so they fired him from being a scoutmaster. And so all the conservatives are like, yeah, fire him. And he was fired. I mean, that motherfucker, he was fired. No homos in the Boy Scouts of America. That's what they said. Okay, fine. I have no problem with that. It's a private organization. They can do whatever the fuck they want. It doesn't mean that I'm going to support them. It doesn't mean that I want money to go to them. And it means that I can say to other people, hey, the Boy Scouts are anti-gay. Now, right now, the conservatives are crying foul. Bobby Jindal said, he's now coming out support of the mud people. I thought he was the one that came out and said, we shouldn't be the party of stupid. No, you are the party of stupid, asshole. Fucking douchebag. And let's talk about free speech here for a second. Free speech. Yes, I support free speech too, but here's the thing. I'm all about free speech. But you know what? Since this podcast is being broadcasted on YouTube, there's certain things I cannot say. And if I say them, I lose my sponsorships. I can lose things. I can be censored from YouTube, Google, because Google has certain guidelines. I cannot come up here and bash black people, say racist things or anti-Jewish things or stuff like that. But I can push the line. And I have done that several times, but I'm not, I haven't done anything hateful, I guess. I mean, I have my own views on certain things, but the way I say it, I know what to say. I try to stay within the limits of what Google has stated that I can, Google lays the groundwork because it's a private organization, and they can do whatever they want. Sometimes I feel like I'm being censored. Sometimes I feel like, I really want to say this, but I can't say it. But it's not freedom. It's not oppression of freedom of speech. Why? Because Google is not the government, you dumbasses. And yet, these are the same people. Family Research Council, the American, Brian Fisher, all these douchebags are going to come out of the woodwork, support this guy. These are the same guys, by the way. These are the same people that go to Russia and support those laws about censoring gays and banning gay propaganda and all this other bullshit. And now they're here in the U.S. and, freedom of speech. Bring back Phil Robertson because it's all about freedom of speech. It's not about freedom of speech. This is about a corporation saying we don't agree with what he said. and it goes against our belief system. I mean, if that's the case, then we should get Fox News to hire Maddow. We should get Fox News to hire me. What about my freedom of speech? I feel like my freedom of speech has been violated because Fox News refuses to let me on their network for me to spew my garbage and my filth, like some of you say. I feel violated. I'm going to start a petition. Get Jose Soto on the Fox News network. Right? Look, MSNBC will not have me. Of course not. They won't. They have really good senses. I'm not surprised about all this controversy. I know. It's Chick-fil-A all over again. But this is a little bit different because, Chick-fil-A didn't fire what's his face, Dan Cathy. They promoted him. But over here, what do we have? Is we have A&E, a pro-gay company, suspending one of their mud hermits because he said something anti-gay. Okay, what's the quote, by the way? Let me see if I can... Oh, here it is. Okay, this is what he says. Quote, start with homosexual behavior and just morph out from there. Bestiality, sleeping around with this woman and that woman. What's wrong with that? I mean, I get the bestiality part. You start with homosexual... What do you... I mean... I don't know. Maybe this is not really a rant, or it seems to me more like a confession. I mean, if he's willing to start off like that, there's something going on in that guy's head. Believe me, either he's speaking from experience, or he has sexual fantasies and perversions that he doesn't want to speak about, but now he's twisting them. Who knows? Or maybe he's just a big giant mud douchebag. And that's what he is. Probably. Most likely. But who knows? I mean, maybe he's talking from experience. What a fucking nut job. Start with homosexual behavior and just morph out from there. Really? Morph. Oh, yeah. Today you're going to be having butt sex. Tomorrow, who knows? You might be having sex with an alien. Yeah, I know. First, you let a gay guy blow you and suck your dick. Next day, you wanna fuck the washing machine. I mean, yeah, it's logical. Did you know that there are studies that say that people in the South are the most promiscuous? They're the ones who try homosexuality the most. They're the ones who are more into the incest, the bestiality, all the perversion, right, that people call perversion. All the perversion in the countries in the South, by the way, all in the red states. And it's funny that this guy, sounds to me he's talking from experience. Maybe his daddy was into this shit. Maybe he caught his daddy fucking a sheep or something. Nothing like fucking a sheep in the mud. Bestiality, sleeping around with this woman and that woman. Well, what's wrong with sleeping with that woman? I mean, a lot of straight guys do that. Conservatives do that a lot, don't they? Right? Not only that, but they go into the men's restroom and start tapping on the next stall, if you know what I mean. So... I don't know. I mean, let's talk. Remember Larry Craig, that Republican senator who was caught trying to get a blowjob at an airport public restroom, right? He was married to a woman, had kids, or they weren't his kids. I think they were his stepchildren, but still, nonetheless, he had kids. So the logic behind that would be, so first you start out with. Okay, let me just repeat what Phil Robertson says here. We start with heterosexual marriage and just morph out from there. Sex in the public restrooms. I mean, how did Larry Craig start sucking cock in the public restrooms? How did that morph out from being in a heterosexual marriage? A heterosexual, biblical, natural, traditional marriage, right? How did that happen from point A to point B? How did that morph, that morphosis, how did that change happen? Maybe he was a homo all the time. I guess he was. Larry Craig. Sleeping around with this woman and that woman and that woman and those. Man, God, that's a fucking orgy, isn't it? I remember when I was younger, I saw this porno once, and it was an all-out orgy. I mean, you had dudes fucking chicks and, you know, group sex, dudes fucking other dudes, and it was just a big old 80s porn, I think it was. And it wasn't the fucking South, by the way. It wasn't like Mississippi somewhere. Fucking weird. I'm guessing he's talking from experience. I think that's the thing here. Don't be deceived. Neither the adulterers, the idolaters, the male prostitutes, the homosexual offenders, the greedy, the drunkards, the slanderers, the swindlers. In other words, teabaggers. They won't inherit the kingdom of God. Don't deceive yourself. It's not right, he says. I've seen this quote so many times. I had many Bible thumpers pound this bullshit, nonsensical quote from the Bible. Pounding on my head for many years. In fact, when I was a Jehovah's Witness, this was one of their favorite phrases to say to bash gay people. But it's not really bashing gay people, I think. I mean, look at what the verse says. And by the way, he's paraphrasing, but it's the same anyway. The Bible verse here says that basically homosexuals, myself included, we're not going to inherit the kingdom of God. What does that even mean, by the way? What does that mean? And I asked several of these Bible thumpers what I mean by that. And many of them don't even know. I mean, they have their own theories. Oh, that's when you go to heaven or paradise on earth or something. I mean, it's... Who knows what that means? What do you mean, kingdom of God? What do you mean I won't inherit the kingdom of God? What if I don't want to inherit the kingdom of this supposed God of yours? Maybe I don't want to inherit this kingdom. Maybe this kingdom is more like North Korea. Where you get to worship a God every day, by the way. You get to worship someone. You wake up in the morning, you worship your leader, your dear God, right? Is that the kind of kingdom we're talking about here? Fuck no. If heaven is like North Korea, I don't want to go. Send me to hell. Send me to West Hollywood. I'll gladly go to hell. But note that the Bible verse doesn't even say that anything like this. The original verse talks about something totally different. But hey, who knows, right? I'm wrong. Bible thumpers are not going to listen to you. They're going to be, you're wrong. Just it, that's all. You're just fucking wrong. And I'm right because I have a Bible in my hand. He also went on to say about his own sexual orientation. That's interesting. I would assume that they're heterosexual, but who knows? I mean, there might be some bi-curious stuff going on in there. I don't know. A little fudge fun in the mud. He says, quote, "It seems like to me a vagina as a man," right? He's talking as a man, okay? Everybody stop the presses. Phil Robertson is a man. Not a woman, a man. Just in case that beard fooled you, he is a man. Fucking dumbass. Would it be more desirable than a men's anus? How do you know that? Oh, by the way, that's not true. Many straight guys that fucked me a few times, they prefer my anus than a woman's vagina. I don't know, because it's tighter and I don't talk afterwards, because when you fuck a chick, I mean, those of you who are straight, help me here. Straight guys, isn't this true that when you fuck a chick, you orgasm, and then you just relax, and probably take out a cigarette and start smoking, and then the girl's like, so... I don't do that. But no, you see, I don't do that. You see, I have a tighter vagina, which is my anus, and I don't talk. Maybe later on, like an hour later, I'll be like, so what? You want a sandwich? Want me to make you a sandwich? You want to order a video on the cable? You want to order a movie? But women don't do that. You see, girls, they start with the so. It seems like to me a vagina as a man would be more desirable than a men's anus. I don't know. It depends. You see, if you fuck a vagina and a baby comes out of that, no. Not desirable. No way, Jose. That means child support, motherfucker. It depends what that vagina does. Really, it does. Look, I hang out with a lot of straight guys. I know what they like. Not all vaginas are the same, by the way. Some vaginas are ugly, and they belong to ugly women, and fat asses, and big old hairy bushes. And so there are some vaginas that smell. Smells kind of fishy, You straight guys know what I'm talking about. And believe me, I had this female friend of mine from college. I don't know what her deal was. She never showered, I guess. And one time I had her in my car. I don't know where we were driving. I think we were going to get some pizza for lunch. And I drove her to the place. And oh my God, my car was stinking of fucking vagina fish, man. It was disgusting. And believe me, not all vaginas, not all vaginas are the same. And I'm like thinking to myself, I know that this is vagina stink that is basically penetrating my car. My upholstery now smells like vagina, it was disgusting. And it was like a weird, stinky, dead fish smell. It was like, ugh. Like if you go to the, one of these dry lakes and you see all these dead fish lying around, and it stinks up like shit. That's how it smelled like. It smelled like a dry lake in hell, and all these weird puffy fish have died and exploded, and you have all this stench all around. That's how my car smelled when this bitch who refuses to shower, because she's a liberal, she refuses to shower, and she sat in my car for less than 15 minutes, and then my car was stinking up with pussy filth. And believe me, not all pussy is the same. I learned that the hard way. And I'm like, how is this sexually attractive? How is this smell making me put my penis in that thing that's stinking like a fucking nuclear explosion just happened? I mean, what will make my penis do that? Nothing. And by the way, my penis is not that hard to get hard. It's only 2 inches, by the way. So not that much blood, and it gets erected within 15 seconds. No, so straight guys, that my straight guys that I have, my friends, they talk about pussy all the time, and believe me, they have their stories about the most stinkiest, ugliest pussies the dirtiest, sluttiest pussies they have ever had to encounter. I can go on and on about these stories. So no, that depends. Again, that depends. You see, my anus is clean. It doesn't stink. It's very clean. I shower every day. I put a bar of soap up there, man, and it's squeaky clean. My anus doesn't even function like an anus. Okay, it's just a pleasure hole. It seems like, to me, a vagina as a man would be more desirable than a man's anus. That's just me. Well, you see, that's just him, because in the swamp, how many vaginas do you have there, by the way? And it's kind of, isn't it like, I never seen Duck Dynasty, because I don't want to see that shit. But isn't it in Duck Dynasty, it's just a bunch of dudes in the swamp? I mean, where's the pussy? I mean, isn't that kind of I don't know, gay? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Don't worry, Santorum. I'm not bashing your favorite TV show, okay? You can settle down now and sit on your Santorum. That's just me. And you know what? I think it's just him. I mean, if all the pussy in the swamp is ugly and stinky and I mean, some of these white trash inbred hicks that live in the swamp, I mean, imagine how their vaginas look like. Imagine how that pussy looks like. Oh my God. And imagine how it smells like. Fucking A. It smells like death. Fish death. Yeah, it smells like something bad just pulled up onto the harbor. And I can just, maybe to him, no pussy is different. Maybe to him, he just fucks whatever they're, If it's a pussy, hey, I'll fuck it. Doesn't matter how bad it stinks. Doesn't matter how bad it looks like. Or if it looks like fucking King Kong. It looks like King Kong's pussy. Doesn't matter. I'll fuck it. Oh my God. That's just me. I'm just thinking. Oh, you're thinking. Oh, wise one. You're thinking. There's more there. She's got more to offer. What do you mean? Oh yeah, I forgot she has a mouth. Come here, bitch. Suck this cock. Suck this swamp mud cock. Ugh. Oh man, I wonder how big Phil Robertson is. You think he has a really good-looking penis? I don't think he does. I think he has one of those crooked, veiny, hairy, uncut penises, about 5 inches, fully erect. It's not that big. I wouldn't think that Phil and the clan have big penises. I mean, they're teabaggers, and they cling to the guns. What do you expect? Well, with all these gun fetishists. She's got more to offer. I mean, come on, dudes. Wow, such philosophy. Such convincing philosophy. Now I'm really into the pussy. Now, oh yes. Oh my God, Phil Robertson, look what you have done, dude. You made Jose Soto a heterosexual with your wise, convincing, persuasive speech, right? There's more there. There's more there. I don't want to know what do you mean by that? I don't want to know what you say by there's more there. What do you mean there's more there? There's more of what? I don't want to know. What, there's a dead fetus in there? There's a dead 50-year-old fetus in that shit. Watch out. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You know. No, I'm trying to guess what you're saying. I mean, I'm spending almost an hour on this shit trying to figure out what the fuck is going on in that little pea brain of yours. But hey, sin. Hey, it's sin. Hey, sin. It's not logical. Hey, my man. It's not logical. All right. logical. And this is coming from a reality show star. Oh, logical, right? What's so logical about having cameras following you around in your private lives and creating a reality show? It's not logical, but it's very entertaining. Yeah, I know that for a fact. But anyway, that's what he said. And Glad came out of the woodworks. Who cares what Glad says? And in fact, who cares what this motherfucker says? I don't really care. But it's in the media. It's everywhere. I have to read it. I have to address it. As a commentator, as yours truly, Jose Soto. But I really don't care what this motherfucker says. I really don't. He's a swamp hermit from Louisiana. Who the fuck cares what he says? Unless if you're a teabagger. Unless you're a fan of this stupid show. All right? And yeah, it has a lot of ratings and all that. It's good for them. Good for A&E. You know, you stupid teabaggers don't get it. You are supporting a network. All this time you were watching Duck Dynasty, you were supporting a network that is pro-gay. In fact, A&E offers domestic partnership benefits and all this, and stuff that you don't like. All of you Christies. All of you teabagger Christies. Yeah! Jesus would have been a teabagger just like me. He would have been Bible thumping and gun toting. We would go out and hunt ducks. Oh, man. So, a lot of Christians are coming out. Oh, fuck you, Christians. Hey, why don't you do this? You know how they always tell gay people, and by the way, this is not our problem. This is A&E's problem. And in fact, they did what they had to do. They had to take care of this situation. They didn't want this to blow up on their hands. In fact, there are a lot of gay people that work for A&E. Didn't you just maybe figure that one out, you teabagger? That maybe A&E has a lot of gay people working for them, which they do. And the higher ups of the management of that network, they do have a lot of gay people working in A&E. That's why he got booted. Now, take your own advice, you teabaggers and Christian conservatives and you high moral, judgmental types. Have your own thing. Just like how you tell us, gay people should have their own Boy Scouts. Don't bother the Boy Scouts. Have your own scouting organization, even though we cannot use the word scouting because it's been trademarked. They don't know that, but okay, whatever. And they say every time we want to join like a tech parade or a St. Patrick's Day parade or a 4th of July parade or a mud parade or whatever parade, the parade organizers don't want us there, so we get booted out of the parade. And then what do they tell us? Oh, form your own parade. Okay, here's the thing, teabaggers. Follow your own logic. Follow your own thing. Follow your own principles. God damn it, I'm for liberty. Form your own fucking network. Oh, wait a minute. Isn't that Fox News? I know. Fox News can hire Phil Robertson. They can do a reality show over there. Fuck it. And now there's a petition going on. Oh. Get a life, you fucking losers. Get a life. And I'm not a fan of petitions. And I get a lot of these petitions in the email from certain people regarding, the Russian anti-gay law. Fuck that. I don't give a shit about that. I really don't. I don't live in Russia, right? It's bad what's going on, and I want to boycott Russia. I don't want anything to do with Russia. But they can do whatever they want. I mean, it's like you do your thing and we do our thing. Isn't that what we what conservatives and libertarians and isn't that what they always say? And yet, when we say, okay, let's boycott ChickfilA, we don't want anything to do with ChickfilA, then we're the bad guys for supporting the free market, for making decisions on which companies to support and not to support. We get punished, I guess. Not punished, but we get yelled at. Punishment is such a huge word. Don't use that word. I would say We get yelled at. We get our balls busted by these stupid assholes. And these douchebaggy teabaggers from the conservative right-wing, the right-wing conspiracy, I guess you can call it. These right-wingers, they yell at us for boycotting ChickfilA, for boycotting Barilla, for we, gay people, decide what we want to buy and what we don't want to buy. Who we participate with and who we don't participate with. Okay, that's just how it works. It's the free market. Duh. The free market? But the free market is you worship Jesus and you buy Chick-fil-A. That's the free market. Fucking dumbasses. But here's the thing, though. And let's just relax. I don't care what he says. Gay people, why should we care what he says? And Glad, oh, fuck Glad. Fuck them. What do they know? I mean, they have a few people like Dan Savage and those other people, saying stupid shit and saying, calling certain gay people faggots, gay conservatives, they call them. I mean, look, and they don't get punished. They get awards from Glad and all that. But, that's my thing. I just want to lay that out. And Glad has no moral authority on this. Well, why is Glad saying anything, by the way? A&E suspended the guy, and that's it. It's over. All right? And Glad is just trying to jump on this, And Glad should already know what that this would have happened, because I mean this was bound to happen. Come on, you knew that these guys were all a bunch of inbred motherfuckers, teabaggers. I mean, what did you expect? What did you expect? Wilson Cruz. Wilson Cruz. Well, let's see what he says. From Glad. Phil and his family claim to be Christian, but Phil's lies about the entire community fly in the face of what true Christians believe. You see, I wouldn't say that. Because then you get into the debate of what's Christianity. Christian believes that, and a few teabaggers have already made this an issue, what Wilson Cruz said. I would just say, you know what? It's A&E's decision. Mr. Robertson had a contract with A&E, and in the contract it says he can't do this, and he did it, knowing full well that this could have been one of the ramifications and consequences of him saying that kind of shit. He said it anyway. Maybe he was provoking A&E, don't you think? Or maybe this is part of the show. I don't know. Yeah, that could be a possibility. I think it could be very possible that this is part of the reality show. Maybe later on the producers will come in and say, "Hey, this was all part of that." But if it's a reality show, shouldn't they just say, "Well, look, it's a reality show. Why don't we cover this part of as the reality show?" So they can still suspend the guy, but they can go after him. They can go to his house with the cameras and all that, and see him suspended, I guess. I mean, they can still play with this if they want to, A&E, but I guess they don't. I mean, look, Glad should know that this is a reality show, and like the controversy over in Big Brother, when we had that racist, homophobic comments by one of the contestants. And CBS said, this is a reality show. This is what they said. We don't agree with it. Of course, it's nonsense. It's evil. And so, but these are what the contestants on that show said, Big Brother, and they got kicked out of the show, right? They got voted off. So, I would be more, if I were A&E, I would take this controversy and film it. I mean, just put it in the camera. I mean, you're a reality show. Make this into a controversy. I don't know. I mean, A&E this is their own business, I think, and they don't want to face pressures from Glad and from other gay people. And of course, the other thing is there are gay people working at A&E. And they didn't like what he had to say. So, of course, he was he had to be suspended. It's logical. It would be like if somebody in Fox News or like Shepard Smith would come out and say, you know what? All of you who believe in traditional marriage, all of your bigots and dumb fucks and Bible thumpers, get the fuck out of here. You're not conservatives or something like that. Oh, Shep will be suspended out of the Yahoo. Shepard Smith, that guy will be out of there so fast. I mean, he's not going to have time to pack his underwear, his sexy underwear that he always wears. His sexy trunks. Shepard Smith would be out of Fox News if he ever attacked the traditional marriage crowd. He would be out of there. And Shepard Smith, who is a gay man and supports gay marriage and supports the gay rights movement, he's not going to say anything like that because he knows his place. You conservatives are so fucking hypocritical. You have a guy that works for your network on Fox News who supports gay marriage, supports gay rights, and is gay himself, and yet he cannot say things like that on the show or outside of the show. Because if he does, he will be suspended just like Mr. Robertson is suspended. Oh, but if he gets suspended, that's okay. That's fine because, he broke his contract with Fox News. Fox News has the right to fire anybody they want. Oh, but not A&E. They don't have the right. Free speech, they say. Free speech. Yeah, free speech. These are the same fuckers, again, that support the Russian anti-gay law, that censors gay people. They support all these other anti-gay laws. What do you mean free speech? By the way, free speech, if you read the First Amendment correctly, it's about Congress. The government cannot censor, even though it does censor you, right? If you show a nipple, a female nipple, on television, you're out. You get fined. Family Research Council, all these social conservatives and Christians, these pro-family value types, the ones who are complaining about all this, these are the same people that put all these rules against the, what they call filth, from being broadcasted on the airwaves. So they're the ones who came up with all of these laws and rules from the FCC to censor radio stations. Like, I cannot be on a regular FM or AM, but FM radio station. I cannot go public as far as the public airwaves on a radio station, on a regular radio station, because I will be fired and I'll be fined by the FCC. Oh, but they're all free speech. Oh, we love free speech. Hey, but if you're Jose Soto and if you say the F word or any other evil, filthy words, then you get fined. Free speech, they say. Yeah, these are the same people that flag some of my shit on YouTube, claiming that I'm being vulgar or something. Free speech, fuck you. You don't believe in free speech, assholes. You're a bunch of hypocrites. You're a bunch of fucking hypocrites. That's what you are. Enough of this shit. And it's funny that these are the guys, these are the same people that tell gay people, don't cry, don't whine when you get fired, right? Well, you don't need employment non-discrimination act. Stop it, quit whining, they say. Oh, now look at them. They're whining, setting up petitions, and starting Facebook groups, and getting people riled up. Sarah Palin, Bobby Jindal, and who else is going to be in there? Oh, yeah. Don't forget Mark Levin. Oh, Media Busters. Don't forget those guys. Those teabaggers love this kind of shit. So they can whine and complain how the liberal media, the mainstream media, is attacking us. Yeah, they're the ones that come up with the anti-gay laws, the laws to probe women's vaginas, and they're the ones with all the oppressive laws. Meanwhile, A&E has a rule that's only for the private company itself or its employees don't say anything homophobic or racist or anti-Semitic or anything like that, and yet they break the rules, and they get suspended rightfully, according to their own rules. And then they get haggled by the right-wing conspiracy, by the conspirators. They're coming out there. They're rah, rah. Put Phil Robertson back on. Free speech. Hey, you private corporation A&E, put this guy back on your private corporate airwaves. You dumb fucks. Who do you think you are censoring this poor guy? He's a millionaire. Too bad. We feel sorry for this guy. He's a victim. He's a victim. Don't forget that. He's a victim of the gay. Those gays are always after us. I don't know. What I think could happen is, the other family members can go to Fox News, and A&E is going to lose this show. I think they will. They're going to lose this show. I mean, this thing's big. I mean, it's like the only reality show that Teabaggers really loved. That's why it had all these high ratings. Because Teabaggers, when they find something either on the radio or on television that they really like, it's like a religion to them. They stick to those programs. Like the Rush Limbaugh show or the the Dynasty. They will stick, they actually take away time from their family to watch these programs. Instead of fucking your wife, which you should be doing, you heterosexual conservative man, you're worshiping these mud guys, swimming around this swamp, hunting ducks or whatever the fuck they do, and talking shit and smack and rubbing their beards and talking Christ-like and yeah. Just go to bed and fuck your wife already. Fuck. Talk about a sexually repressed group. Like these motherfuckers. Anyway. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen next. This is not going to die away. It's not going to be like, well, it's going to blow away. And I think that A&E will lose the show. And I think that the other members, unless they're really greedy, they will probably leave the show. The show will be canceled. And A&E is going to lose a lot of their viewers. Well, who cares? They're going to have to come up with something else. And, reality shows come and go. A&E has another reality show up their sleeve. They'll have another Honey Boo Boo for you to worship. Don't worry. Don't worry, you Teabaggers. It's all there for you. They're gearing up on another reality show for you. And I'm not against reality shows. I find quite some of them interesting. Lizard Lake Towing. I like that show. I like it. I would assume that these guys are probably teabaggery. The rednecks in North Carolina repossessing other rednecks' cars. It's funny as shit. And I like to watch it. I know it's kind of fakey, but I don't know. It's just funny, And it's not that preachy. And the thing is, it's funny that these conservatives are all like, oh, these liberal Hollywood types are all preachy. And look at them. What do they do all day but preach? Homosexuality is a sin. Yeah. Well, that's all they do is preach and Bible thump all day. Because they're God-fearing men. They fear God. I fear nobody. I fear nothing. Let me just say that I fear nothing. It's not because I'm being a narcissist or anything like that. I just don't fear. I don't have that much fear in me anymore. I don't. I don't fear death. I don't fear any of that shit. You know? I mean, the earth can blow up any minute. Who knows? For whatever reason. I'm not a scientist, but I heard some people say that. Who knows? It could blow up tomorrow, and that's fine. I have no problem with it. But, these types are calling themselves God-fearing people. And, please, give it a rest. Give it a rest already. You're not impressing anybody with that shit. You're not. All you're doing is getting people sort of turned off to you. And it doesn't mean that they're atheists. It just means that you're just wacky. This is not about God or anything like that. It's about you. It's about your Bible-thumping ways, your in-your-face attitude. You think gay people, you think we are in your face? Oh, really? We're the ones shoving down our lifestyles down your throat, motherfucker? Oh, really? You believe that shit? Oh, I'm a teabagger. That's why I believe it. You homosexuals are always shoving your lifestyle down our throats. And yet, Jehovah's Witnesses are always knocking on our doors, right? Trying to convert us to their religion. Now, imagine if we had a group of homosexuals knocking on people's doors saying, hey, I'm here to talk to you about your sexual orientation. Are you happy with your sexual orientation? Are you sure? You might want to think about this again. You might want to reconsider joining our family. You see, we have sex all the time. There's no need to worry about kids because the more you have butt sex, who cares? You're not going to have any kids. We could be doing that, right? We could be going house to house like the Jehovah's Witnesses do and preach. We could be yelling and screaming from a street corner and converting everybody to being gay. But we don't do that shit. Who's doing that? It's them. They're the ones who are trying to convert everybody. They're the ones who are trying to shove their lifestyles on our throats with their duck dynasties and their Bibles and all this bullshit. They're the ones who are doing it, not us. What do we do? What do we do? Now, if you want your dick blown, well, that's a whole different story. That's not shoving it down your throat. That's more like you're shoving it down my throat still. But I am not the kind of person that would be pushy or say, you need to convert. How can I do that? I mean, I want to know. How do you propagandize someone to be a homosexual like me? How does that happen? What's the method behind that? You see? But there isn't a method. It's all bullshit. I mean, that's what it is. Anyway, I'll take a short break, and I'll be back later on and see what happens with this case. I'll try to keep an eye out on this. But it's going to still... this is a big thing, I think. Conservatives, reactionaries, teabaggers, they love to be the victim because then they can cry and whine and bitch and moan. We gay people, we're done being... we're fed up with this shit. If you ask the average gay guy will say, we don't want to be victims anymore. We hate this victim status. We don't want to be. That's why we want these equal rights, so we don't have to be a victim anymore. But yet these conservatives, they love being victims. They're, we were discriminated. Free speech is being, some lesbo fascists trying to bake her a dildo cake or something. Some stupid shit like that. Anyway. All right. There you go. Duck Dynasty.